Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. This is the 5th of December 2017. A little good news. The congressman out of Michigan, John Conyers, apparently he's hospitalized, and they've made an announcement, which is that he's going to retire. This guy should have retired about 25 years ago. Yeah, can you ever see the way he walks? Huh? Hunched over. Real pathetic. He's looking to see if he can get his son elected to replace him. The governor's going to have to accept his resignation or his retirement and then call a special election to replace him. I sure as hell hope it's not going to be another Conyers. You know who else needs to resign? The Minnesota Senator, Al Franken. He needs to resign, but he probably won't. And there's a whole lot more that need to resign as well. We need that list, you know, the one that has caused $17.2 million to be spent to silence people from complaining or testifying against those perverts that did whatever they did to them. Had to be pretty bad to come up with that kind of money for, what, 265 people? That's an awful lot of money per person, is it not? And how about Speaker Ryan? Well, yeah, I knew that money was spent, but I wasn't aware of the details, the specifics. I bet you that jackass hasn't got a clue. You know what really bothers me as well? There's a lot of things that bother me. But we're told we're $20.5 trillion in debt. And I recall doing a video where a little over 20 trillion is missing. I recall doing a video a short while ago where 10 million was missing from the Pentagon last year alone. Did I say million? I meant trillion. It's so easy. You know, we used to talk in millions. Now we're talking trillions and in billions. Folks, when the Speaker of the House who controls the purse doesn't know where the money is being spent, that's scary. That is real scary. But then again, he's pretty much worthless. As are most of the congressional and senatorial representatives. You sort of know what I think. You got a good idea as to why I think what I think. We also learned that our FBI is corrupt. Robert Mueller, I believe he's corrupt. I don't think that James Comey turned the FBI into what it is all by himself. I think James Mueller did that as well when he was head of the FBI. And Christopher Wray, he's going to have a real difficult time of it. I don't personally think he's going to survive it. I think the FBI is going to go through a metamorphosis, a transition. The CIA has to as well. They got to stop bringing in that heroin. How else are they going to generate the kind of money they do to be able to help create companies like Google, YouTube, Facebook, and I think 23andMe? You think I'm sort of far-fetched and somewhat delusional? Think about it. Think about it. Look at all the information that people willingly give to Facebook. Not only about themselves, their families, their interests, their likes, their wants, their desires. It's all there. And what does Google do? Well, with their search engines, they help direct your thought process. I just read an article where you can't find a whole lot on Google about President Trump's speech in Utah because they blocked that. They don't want good news getting out on our president. That's another reason why they've got to be taken apart. I don't understand what President Trump's waiting for. I don't understand why he doesn't begin the process to disassemble Google, Facebook, and YouTube. FitMe put out a goodbye letter. I attached the link. I think 80% of the ad revenues are controlled by those two companies. If that isn't monopoly, what the hell is? But you know, nothing's going to happen unless you help make it happen. If you sit back and say, well, that was an interesting video, next. You got to pick up the phone. You got to write letters. You got to send emails. You got to get involved. I've been involved for 5 years. 5 years. It's a long time when you're an old guy like me. Anyway, we are definitely living in interesting times, are we not? You've heard me say this countless times. I can't do this alone. I need you. And you might not necessarily believe this, but you also need me.